Hello Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Virgo, today we're going to be looking at your energy as well as your person's energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it and what actions you guys plan on taking each other's direction and are moving forward. So with all that being said, Virgo, let's get started. Virgo, in regards to how you're currently viewing this relationship with the Five of Wands, so Judgment card coming out here, this to me kind of feels like history just continues to repeat itself here within this dynamic that you share with this particular person. Now, this could be referring to like a family member, maybe a friend or a romantic interest, but history just continues to repeat itself in this equation here. It's like you keep finding yourself going through the same old with the same person over and over and over and over again. And I just kind of feel like you're sick of it, to be honest. With the Hermit coming out here, that's kind of telling me that you are distancing yourself from this person. You may not be speaking to this person either, but I am definitely getting an energy of you kind of isolating yourself and just kind of going from within and trying to like figure out like honestly what your next move is going to essentially be, because I feel like history just continues to like repeat itself in this entire situation. So nothing's actually changing here within this dynamic here between you and this person. I feel like you're trying to go from within to figure out what you're going to essentially do about it or how you intend on moving forward. How does this person currently view this relationship with Virgo? We have the Nine of Cups, we got the Six of Cups, and then we also have the Hierophant out here, okay? In regards to how this person is currently viewing this relationship with you, whatever happened here between you and this person that created like this really big fight / argument, I don't necessarily feel like this person's worried about it. You know, as far as like this individual is concerned, they just kind of feel like you guys will eventually, you know, talk about it, move past it, and things will essentially go back to essentially normal is basically what I'm getting. They're not really worried and concerned about this big fight / argument that occurred here between the two of you. How does Virgo currently feel? Okay, we have the Page of Swords to the King of Pentacles, and then we also have the Ten of Swords out here. Okay. Okay. Virgo. Okay. In regards to, okay, I feel like that's kind of why you're probably still even dealing with this individual. How do I explain this? Okay, so when it comes down to how you're feeling, Virgo, I feel like at times you tend to kind of ask yourself, why are you still with this person, or why are you still married to them or in a relationship with them or involving yourself with them? I am definitely getting that. You tend to ask yourself those questions. Here's the thing. I feel like there's a reason why you continue to deal with this person, and let's just be fair here. I believe that this person does have a good 50%, you know, of what you truly want and desire within a person. But then they also have that other 50% where you're just like, oh my God, I cannot deal with this shit no more. So I feel like that 50% of this person that you really, really do like, that you do value, that you do appreciate is what keeps you in this marriage, in this relationship. But I feel like the other 50% that causes you to really question, why the hell am I with this person? Is all of the things, honestly, that you don't really like about this person that you would prefer to not have to essentially deal with is basically what I'm getting. So the reason why you find yourself still with this person is because there is 50% of this person that you really do like, that you really do value, and you really do appreciate, even though that other 50% of this individual that you don't necessarily like is constantly screaming at you and constantly asking yourself, you know, like, why are you with this person? You know what I mean? That's why. How does this human currently feel? Okay, so we got the Page of Wands. We have the Eight of Cups, and then we also have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I can't emphasize this enough. This human being really isn't worried about, you know, whatever the hell happened here between the two of you, because it kind of looks like there was like a really big fight / argument that created distance between the two of you and a lack of communication. But they're not worried. They kind of feel like it's only a matter of time before you guys talk it out. They feel like it's only a matter of time before you guys work it out. They feel like it's only a matter of freaking time. So they're not really worried and concerned about absolutely anything. You know, to be totally honest, okay? It kind well, then again, going back to what I said, you know, this does kind of feel like history just continues to repeat itself in this equation. So with that being said, this person feels like they've been down this road with you many, many times before, to the point where they know it's only a matter of time before you come running back to them. It's only a matter of time before you guys talk it out. It's only a matter of time before you guys work it out. It's only a matter of time. So they're not tripping over it whatsoever. It kind of looks like, you know, if you're choosing to keep your distance, you know, from them, they're just gonna just, you know, keep their distance from you. If you're going to not speak to them, they're just not going to speak to you. They're not going to make a big deal out of this entire situation. How does... Okay. So we have the Two of Pentacles. We got the Seven of Pentacles, but it came out in the reverse. And then we also have the Queen of Swords. In regards to how you plan on moving forward, not only do you tend to question why you're still with this person, which we already established why you are still with this person, you also tend to question, well, why the hell is this person with me? I don't get it. I just don't understand. Why the hell are they with me? Because with the Queen of Swords coming out here, I mean, you're either dealing with a whole nother Virgo, or you're dealing with an Aquarius. Or this person might have Virgo within their chart or Aquarius within their chart, but you are perceiving this person as a Queen of Swords like energy. So you basically perceive this person as or you could be dealing with a Libra, sorry. You could also be dealing with a Libra, but you kind of perceive this person as somebody who at some point basically made you think, believe, and feel like you're just not good enough for them. Is basically what I'm getting. And the reason why I'm saying you could be dealing with a Virgo, Libra, possibly an Aquarius, is because these are the type of people that have freaking swords as tongues, okay? These are the type of people that they just tell it how it is, you know what I mean? Even though it might come off pretty harsh, you know what I mean? So there could have been a point in time where this person could have said something along the lines that made you essentially think, believe, and feel, you know, like you're just simply not good enough for them. And it causes you to question, well, why the hell is this person with me then? Like, if I'm this, that, and the third, why the hell is this person with me then? That shit doesn't make no damn sense to me. Like, why would they waste their own time in that manner? Okay, let's entertain this Queen of Swords like energy, shall we? Oof. Yeah, you could be dealing with a Virgo. You could be dealing with another Virgo or an Aquarius. Like I said, Libra or Aries, that's also a possibility too, now that I think about Aries as well. I'm sorry. That's tough. Yeah, that's tough. So, yeah, that's tough. Damn, that is tough. We have the King of Swords, and then we also have the Emperor. Okay. Yeah, so it does appear to me that, and this could have happened during like a really big fight, argument, disagreement, whatever have you, but I just kind of feel like at times this person does kind of go as far as to like belittle you. I am definitely getting that. They tend to essentially belittle you is basically what I'm getting. They tend to say things that insinuate that you're just simply not good enough, and you just never are going to be good enough. I do feel like at times they do tend to, you know, take it to that level. I am definitely getting that. What actions? We have the Chariot, we also have the Lovers, and then we also have the Eight of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the King of Cups. Before I open my mouth, I do want to verify something really quickly here. Tell me more about the Eight of Swords. Oh, Okay, we have the Queen of Wands, we have the Three of Swords, and then we also have the Six of Wands. Okay. Here's the thing. In regards to how this person plans on moving forward, okay? Here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing, Virgo. I do feel like you might mention this to them, like, I just don't understand why you're with me. Like, if I'm like this, then the third, I just don't get it. Like, why the hell are you with me? Like, you might go as far as to even say that to them when the two of you do have a conversation, because let's just be real, y'all are gonna have a conversation, okay? Here's the thing. Do I feel like there are certain things about you that this person doesn't necessarily like? Yes. And I'm pretty sure there's things about them that you don't necessarily like either. But are there things about you that this person doesn't necessarily like that they would like you to work on and improve on? Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Now, these things that this person would like for you to work on and or improve on are things that they see as something that you're very, very capable of essentially doing. I swear you could be dealing with a whole nother Virgo here, or possibly an Aquarius or an Aries, or a Libra. It doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but this person, yeah, they do kind of feel like you are very capable of changing certain things, about yourself in order for this dynamic between the two of you to work. Now, here's the thing, right? I feel like this person's here because they want to be here, because they love you and they care about you, things of that nature. But are there certain things about you that this person doesn't necessarily like? No. Like, let's just be real. That there are a few things about you that this person doesn't necessarily like. Let's just be real. They just don't, right? However, because they see the potential in you to essentially change and just be the person that they essentially need you to be, this is kind of what influences them to essentially stick around. Now, they understand that there's a possibility that you may never change these things, about yourself, and they would be forced to get up and essentially walk away if they absolutely have to, because you're dealing with somebody who wants to be with you, wants this relationship to work out, but if in the event they don't necessarily see things changing between the two of you, or you working on the things that you need to essentially work on, this is that type of person this is that type of person, Virgo, that will get up and walk away from you. This is that type of person that could get up and walk away from somebody no matter how attached they are emotionally to that person. And that's the very thing. That's what makes this person like, this is like a whole different breed of a human we're talking about here, because what typically keeps people in marriages and relationships, or even down to situationships, is the emotional attachment that they have towards that person. With this person, I can tell this person's very emotionally attached to you. But if in the event, let's just say hypothetically speaking, I guess you refuse to work on the things that they want you to work on, or change whatever it is that they want you to change, this is that type of person that will get up and walk away from you, even if it fucking kills them, even if they are depressed for the next 3 fucking months out of their life, because they had to get up and walk away from you. This is that type of person that will get up and they will so do it. They will so sign themselves up to go through that pain, to go through that stage of just depression if they're not getting their needs met. This is like a whole different breed of a human that you're basically dealing with, because most people don't get up and walk away from somebody that they're in love with or emotionally attached to, because there's such a strong and intense emotional attachment there. And they know that if they were to get up and walk away from that person that they're so in love with or emotionally attached to, it would fucking devastate them. It will fucking devastate them. It would essentially hurt them like hell. And this is why people tend to avoid that. You know what I mean? It's more common to see a person get up and walk away from a relationship that they're not emotionally invested in anymore. It's more common to see people go through like a heartbreak when a relationship comes to an end and it's just completely and utterly out of their control, and then boom, there they are, heartbroken and depressed and stuff like that. When it's a situation that's completely and utterly out of their control, like that person does something to betray them or deceive them, and then boom, the relationship comes to an end. Or if that person decides to get up and leave them, boom, the relationship comes to an end. But it is very uncommon to see a human like this. very uncommon. Like, yeah, very uncommon. Like, this is that, yeah, very uncommon. This is that type of person, man, that they can be madly, like, head over heels in love for somebody, like they are with you. And if they're not getting their needs met, and they know that they're never going to get their needs met, they will get up and walk away. Even if it kills them, they will get up and walk away. They will get up and walk away. And if they have to be depressed for the next 3 months, then so be it. If they're not getting their needs met, and they don't necessarily foresee themselves ever getting their needs met, they will do that. They will definitely do that. So with that being said, they truly are here because they want to be here. Because if they wanted to get up and go, they definitely would. And it's not the whole them being emotionally attached to you that's essentially holding them back. It's not that. This is somebody who is used to walking away from relationships that they are very, very invested and emotionally attached to. And even if it fucking kills them to get up and walk away from that person, they're just going to turn around and do it. They're just going to turn around and do it. You know, and I don't know. We don't really see humans like this. We don't really see humans like this. We really don't. We really, really don't. So they're here because they honestly want to be here, and they do want you, Virgo, to work on whatever it is I guess they need you to essentially work on in order for this relationship to work. But if you don't work on the things that they need you to work on, or change the things that they need you to essentially change, this person will get up and walk away from you. And I think that it leaves a lot of people shocked, because this is that type of person, I guess, that when they love hard. And that person that they're dealing with just knows, like, yo, that person's in love with me. You know what I mean? Like, they just know it, right? But the thing is that what shocks people the most is when this feminine energy actually does get up and walk away from a marriage or relationship. That's what shocks people, because of the fact that this person, you know, when they are in love with a person, they show it, man, through their actions, you know, their behavior, things of that nature. They just show it, right? So nobody ever stops to think, this person's going to get up and leave me. They wouldn't do that. They're in love with me, you know what I mean? But when they actually turn around and do it, it leaves a bunch of people fucking shocked, you know? Because nobody's ever going to find themselves thinking, this person that's crazy over me or madly in love with me will ever get up and leave me. But this is that type of it's in them. It is so in them to get up and walk away from a marriage or a relationship with somebody that they are madly, madly, madly in love with. It's in them to do it because they've done it many times before. So if they are forced to get up and walk away from you because their needs are not essentially being met, they'll do it. It'll leave them fucking heartbroken, and they know it, and it'll leave them devastated. They know it, and it'll leave them depressed for a good 3 months. They know it. But they also know eventually they'll get over it. And this is why, you know, that they're willing to go through a temporary moment of pain, because they know eventually it'll pass. You know what I mean? It'll pass, you know? I don't know. This is like a whole different breed over here of a human. I am definitely getting that. But yeah, that's just kind of what I have for you, Virgo. You know, this moral of the story is they just want you to work on certain things. In order for the relationship between the two of you to work. I think this person knows that they really can't control you and what you do. The only thing they can really voice to you is what they want you to essentially work on and or change about yourself. And if you can't do that, you know, they're going to look at it as you forcing their hand to get up and do something that they don't want to do, which is get up and walk away from you. And if it ever gets to that point, then that's just something that I feel like this person will totally do, despite how madly in love they are, you know, with you. But as far as like this person going as far as to like, you know, make you feel like you're not good enough for them, they're very Virgo-like. That's my thing with them. They're very Virgo-like. So you could be dealing with another Virgo. I don't feel like this person says these things with the intentions of trying to essentially make you feel less than. I think that this person, you know, wants you to work on certain things, and you might feel extremely offended by it when this person tells you, like, you need to work on this and you need to change that about yourself. You know what I mean? It might make you feel extremely offended. You know what I mean by it? Totally understandable, though. Totally understandable. But I don't feel like this person means to make you feel less than. I just kind of feel like the way that they, I guess, express themselves to you, it kind of comes off as if they're being extremely judgmental. It kind of comes off, you know, as if they're making you feel like you're essentially less than, when it doesn't appear to me that that is their intentions. Because if it was, then it would have obviously showed up within their energy. But I do feel like at times it could definitely seem like they are like belittling you with their choice of words is basically what I'm getting. All right, so that's what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated, and I will see you guys in your next